Hey everybody, Jason Ellis here, talking to you about Father Grind. Father Grind is a way to learn how to skateboard at an older age in a safe way. I know how to teach somebody how to skate in a way where you can have a lot of fun and not go to the emergency room. So if you follow my videos step by step, you will figure out how to ride a skateboard and have a really good time. You will smile like you're 12 and you did a nollie front foot impossible. Also, Father Grind has Father Grind skateboards. You can get full setups. That's trucks, base plates, wheels, bearings, bolts, grip tape. I even show you how to set up one of these skateboards. Don't forget pads. That's part of the reason that you don't go to hospital. Knee pads, elbow pads, helmet because of your brain, wrist guards, even down to the shoes. I have everything that you need to be a skateboarder in a safe way. So if you're thinking about skating with your kids, you want to join them, you want to be a good dad, or you want to be a good mom, I don't care. Or you used to skate and you're like, how do I do it without getting hurt? Because I feel like a lot of us just jump into this thing and try to do things like the kids are doing. No, listen to me. Listen to what I'm telling you. I've been a pro skateboarder for 30 years, too long, and I still skateboard. I'm 52. I can do backside 540s. I'm the oldest person in the world to do a backside 540. That's a fact. So take it from me. So if you want to learn and you want to have a good time, and you want to be a skateboarder and you're a little older, you're a little out of shape, whatever it is, whatever your reason, you want to do it safe, Father Grind. It shows you a bunch of different videos on how to skate, baby step, fundamentals, work your way up to the 10th video, and by then you'll be dropping in on little mini ramps and carving up little bowls, and then you got your own thing. You're a skateboarder. You're having a good time. FatherGrind.com.
Welcome. Here we go.
And I'm not Tony Hawk.
Okay. Jason.
Tony.
Bonne soirée.
What does that mean?
That means good evening from France, because it's our morning time for you, but it's evening time for me.
It's nighttime for you?
I am in France, yes.
And it's nighttime?
It's nighttime, yes.
Are you reading all those books?
What books? Oh yeah, these totally. In French. En français.
Wow. You must be a really smart guy, dude.
This is the only place in the hotel we're staying at that had solid Wi-Fi. I think this is their office.
You look regal.
Thank you. I feel regal, kind of. Actually, I am away from Paris right now. I was in Paris for 3 days for street, for women's and men's street, and then I broke away from Paris. We are in this sort of valley with a bunch of castles around, staying at a ridiculous hotel.
What's
and
that
then
called?
I'm going back. What's it called?
The
Chateau Grand Luche. It's called the Loire Valley.
Is it got waterfalls and shit?
We went to Leonardo da Vinci's castle and where he's buried. That was pretty sick.
Does it have cool paintings in it?
Yes, mostly. Yeah, mostly engravings of his, not really his paintings. Those are all mostly at the Louvre, but
what do you mean engravings?
Well, they engrave his paintings. That was the way they copied paintings back in the day. Like instead of making a lithograph.
I don't understand what an engraving of a painting?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then they would have other painters doing their version of it.
Oh.
It was weird.
Wow.
He was known for not approving that stuff. So that's my history lesson about Da Vinci.
Good stuff. So you watched people in the Olympics. Did you see Snoop Dogg?
I saw Snoop in the stands. Yeah, it was so men's finals got postponed. It rained out the day it was supposed to happen. Got moved a couple days, and the day it happened, it was super hot. I mean, like just like we had to find a different seat just so that the sun wasn't directly on us. And Snoop was right in that area where we had left. And it was brutal, but I was stoked to see him there. It was funny. I saw him. So I was talking to, I'm here trying to, I'm here basically trying to find the right people to talk to get Vert, considered, right? In LA 28. Like that's really, that is my covert operation here. So I'm trying to, anyone that's connected officially, I'm like, hey, check this out. This is my ramp. You guys can use it for free. I think Vert should be in the Olympics. Whatever. And I ended up sitting next to the IOC president, and I was trying to pitch it to him, and he was talking to me for the most part. But then when I started talking about Vert, he just glazed over and was staring straight ahead. It was pretty obvious that like he didn't want to talk about it.
Wow.
But it wasn't like it was a diss. It was more that it was just too much for him. He's in charge of everything right now. You know what I mean? And I'm pitching him something that would happen on the next Olympics. And so he did have some people. I mean, we'll see. He did have some people with him that obviously pulled the strings, and they were talking to me about it. So anyway, that's what I was doing.
It's a weird thing to look at. Like, because there's angles where you can look at that and go, why wouldn't they? Because of some other sport that's in there. But then there's all the politics and all the others. Yeah, because I feel like because I'll see one thing in the Olympics and go, that's not fun for anyone. No disrespect to that sport, but nobody's having fun watching that or doing it. In my opinion,
you never see that sport until it comes around the Olympics.
Right. So why not add skateboard vert? But
sure,
there's always some weird thing where the thing is,
Yeah, well, their rule book is absurd and antiquated, and so there's all kinds of stuff like that. But anyway,
but if they do have it, Tony, I will be back and I will be skateboarding in Vert for Australia for sure.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. Wow, that was super. Yeah, I'm just saying, man. My diet.
Just like you would believe that I'd qualify for the U.S.
I think you could.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I think your wife would be really mad, but I think you could make the cut, dude. If we just really trained and we went hard at it, like got solid rides back.
Yeah, I mean, it just thinking about the trick selection of the top riders, just one of their tricks in one of their final runs takes me out, takes my whole run out. I'm not saying like takes me. I'm saying like. Just one of their tricks is like, well, that just wipes away the entire run you did. That's all I'm saying.
You might be,
but you know what? Hey, I'm up for the challenge.
Anything's possible. That's how I see it these days, Tony. I was in the gym last night, beating up like 20-year-olds, and they can't they gas out, and I want more. I don't know what's happening.
Well, maybe then we'll have to go endurance, or maybe we'll just have to beat them up.
I could do that.
Okay, that's one angle.
Let's say, hey, can we talk to you for a second, and then I'll beat them up.
Let's invite them out to dinner.
Yeah, what about if I invite the Australian vert team to dinner, kill them,
okay,
and then there's only me, and I'm like,
okay, well now you've gone a little too far with that.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so hurt them. They hurt their legs. There you go. That should do it.
Just hide them away. That's it.
Yeah. Stash them. Yeah.
Okay, stash them. There you go. So anyway, I was talking to him. I felt like I did my thing, right? Like I made my plea. I showed him what we could do, and then Kathy was sitting somewhere else because she was out of the sun. So I went to go find her, and as I went around the back of the stands, Snoop walked by, and I'm like, "Yo, Snoop!" But he was kind of already ahead of me to the point where he probably heard me, but I know, I kind of know that vibe when you're that far and someone calls your name. If you stop, it could mean like, oh no, I'm stopped for good. And one of his bodyguards looked back at me, and I think he recognized me, and he was like, nah, it's not gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was like, think about it. Snoop Dogg is here. Everyone knows he's here, right? He's at all these. He's probably one of the biggest celebrities walking around. He's getting stopped at every turn. So the main job of all the people around him is to keep him moving.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And we're in an area where people are coming and going. So it was more like the guy saw me. He's like, "Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen."
You know what's crazy is I saw him like
I respect it.
I saw him like 2 weeks ago at my fight buddy that I've trained with for the last 10 years, Eddie Jackson. He is head of security at Snoop's wife's strip club. And it was the grand opening, and he invited me there. And Eddie always comes to my comedy shows and stuff like that. And he was like, "You got to come to the opening." And I was like, "Dude, I don't drink. Like, I don't want to see dancers." And apparently, I didn't know this, but like the whole club, you can smoke weed in the club. The first thing that happened to me when I go in there is I see Snoop Dogg at the table, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, Snoop Dogg is here," and he's smoking weed. And then two dancers come up and go, "Would you like a joint?" And I was like, "No." And then my friend goes, "Wait, you quit weed too?" And I'm like, "Dude, what is sober to you?" Like, yeah, I don't do that. And he's like, "Can I get you a Shirley Temple?" And I'm like, "I don't drink sugar." And he's like, "Can I get you a lap dance?" And I was like, "No, dude, I don't want any people on me." And he was like, "Oh man, what happened to you?" And I'm like, how did you not know? I thought I told you. Like, it's been like almost a year. What is sober to you, dude? Like, it was such a weird. And then I was like, "Oh, look, man, I came."
So what do you do?
I've got to go. Huh?
So what do you do there?
Oh, I stand there and look real uncomfortable, and then I leave.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I supported my friend. I said I would go. I went there. I stood next to him for 20 minutes, and then I left. That's as good as you're going to get from me. That's it.
All right. That's cool. You showed up. Hey, you showed up. That's what counts.
Thank you. And then I left very fast. Not my scene.
Good job.
At all.
There you go. I was going to try to tell you what else is happening here. So I got to do a sneak preview of the park on Monday. So we're by the way, we are scrambling to make this podcast happen. We're recording it. I'm
scrambling. Okay. Before you get into it, let's talk scrambling. I beat up people yesterday, right? Like, I was at the gym. Yes. First of all, I'm learning to be a mid holder, so I did a class at 9 a.m. Then I did work. Then I came back for sparring at 7, and I beat up a bunch of people. But then I also help people by letting new people punch me in the face so that they can get comfortable throwing punches. Like, I'm like, think of me as a moving heavy bag. Like, you get to learn how to punch me in the face. It doesn't really hurt me. Like, most people don't punch that hard compared to me, and my face is used to it, so it actually works out. But I get hit a lot because I'm trying to let newbies get into it. Like, this is how you fight, man. Like, actually punch me. I'm not going to punch you back, so just relax and try to get some shots off. After I let them do that for an hour, then I got a show on Thursday where I came up with the idea while driving to the gym. I'll let a couple of guys beat me up while I talk about the show at Breanna Improv. Like, "Get tickets to my show," and these guys punch me in the face. So I let all these guys punch me in the face while I'm talking about selling tickets. Then I have a shower. Then I go to the Comedy Store, hang out with Whitney Cummings and Chris Cole and then all these other people all night. And I'm doing it. And they go, "You're doing the podcast tomorrow, right?" And I go, "Yep, I'll be there." So I'm on Whitney Cummings' podcast today. So after this, I'm going to see Whitney to do her show. But I woke up, because I went to bed at 1, and I woke up trying to stay in bed, because I'm like, you got to conserve energy. I've also got a comedy show at the Comedy Store tonight. And then I get a text, "Hey, I'm in Paris." I'm like, "I know you're in Paris, douche. Like, I seen your video." And then it's like, we should do a show. And I'm like, and you said you were skating with Gons, and I just assumed that you and Gons wanted to do a show in Paris. And I was like, "You should. That's awesome."
You were tired. You were just tired.
I didn't retire.
In no way, shape, or form did my text read it that way, but go ahead.
it just seemed, I was like, I know you're in Paris. How would it work for me to be there? And then there was like, no, you, and then I said, wait, do you want me to be on it? And you go, yeah. And I was like, oh, how?
The magic of technology.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said the word technology. I'm in this house by myself. I don't know how to use technology. McKone's like, just turn the laptop on. And
I've been on this Zoom with him trying to guide you through it. So
I don't know what Chrome is. I got no idea what a Chrome is. I know there's like Chrome exhaust pipes, but I don't know about Chrome in a laptop.
I think my favorite quote that I overheard was, do a search. Was that what it was, McKone?
A what?
And he's trying to guide you to find the magnifying glass on the Finder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could not find the magnifying glass up on the
That
top.
was my favorite part. I'm not even seeing it, I'm just hearing it.
Here's my favorite part, McKone and Tony Hawk. You like that? That's one for you, fucking assholes. Yeah, all right. I don't know how to use it. You got me. I'm a big dumb idiot. Whatever.
No. That was just that part. We got here. You did it. Your video looks good. Your audio is probably better than mine. So
I'm just saying, dude. I was like, when McKone calls me because I don't understand that you mean today, and I'm cooking eggs with my stupid grass-fed beef thing in my underwear, and he's like, "So you're ready to go in 10 minutes?" And I'm like, "10 minutes for what?"
No.
Like,
okay, that one was my mistake. I said I can be ready to go within 10 minutes. And that was read as let's go in 10 minutes. And I was like, no, I'm just saying like 10 minutes or any time after I can go. That was all right. There we go. Did we clear that up?
Yeah. Well, whatever. I shoved grass-fed beef in my face and jumped in the shower. And here we are.
And you're here. So thank you. No, so it was my flash of genius. We were driving somewhere and I just thought, wow, all this stuff's happening, and next week Park is happening, but it won't have happened yet. So I can talk about my experience here, and we'll actually be timely with this podcast. That was my whole spiel. Got it? Right?
Well, I already knew you were the smart one on this show, so well done.
I got to skate the course before anyone else, so there's that.
Did you skate it with Gons?
I mean, literally practice doesn't even start till 2 days from now when we're recording this. So I have the benefit of knowing the entire course before anyone else has arrived.
And they didn't try and kick you out?
No, I was there with approval. Gons, however, was not. That's what was a funny thing. So Gons is here. He's doing a thing for Adidas.
Yeah.
And then when I told him what I was doing, he's like, oh man, I'd like to check out the course. And I go, okay, I don't know if I can get on there. And he's gone. What's happening?
Sorry, my dog was going to piss all over the floor.
So anyway, Gons is like, oh, I'd like to get on the course. And I was like, oh man, I don't know if I could, I feel like I have a privilege here, but I don't know how far it goes. And then I just happened to see Stéphane Laurence, who was he was a skater for Powell from Paris in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s. We toured together. And I just saw him and I was like, oh, Stéphane, what's up? How are you? And started talking and basically learned that he's in charge of everything. Everything skate related here in Paris. And I was like, well, you know what? He's like, yeah, I know you're going to skate the course tomorrow. I was like, yeah, well, Gons asked about skating, but I don't know if he goes, well, I decide who can skate, so he can skate. That was pretty sick. But it took a lot of maneuvering for him. So I already skated at the park. I got there at 9 a.m. No, I got there at 8:30. I had already skated. Gregson and I filmed a whole line together. And then, Atiba and Bryce Kanites were there shooting photos, and they really wanted to get a photo of Gons, but Gons couldn't get in, and wherever he was trying to get in from, they weren't going to let him in with his skateboard. So he had to hand his skateboard off to someone who was authorized to have skateboards. So Gons' skateboard arrived at the park course about 15 minutes before him.
But then he made it.
And then he made it, yeah. And then he and I started skating, but he didn't have any pads. and we were trying to do stuff on the bigger quarter pipes. And at one point, he kind of fell on his butt. He's like, I think we're done. I think we're good. But it was fun. It was really fun. It was special.
Do you guys get tricks on there?
Yeah, I just posted them actually. We did double rock and rolls, and then I suggested we do double frontside rocks, and he was a little skeptical on that.
Yeah, I agree.
But then he did it, and then there's this bigger quarter pipe on the other side, and we kept skating around, and I was like, "What if we do rock and rolls on that?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know," and then we did, and he ran out of one, and I felt bad because it's like an 8-foot quarter pipe. And you know how running out of 8 foot right now is not friendly. But damn, his rock and rolls are good. If you look at the photo, like mine looks like a turd compared to his.
Yeah, he was always, I think he had like a Christian Hosoi influence, so he rolls his back foot.
He rolls his back foot, yeah. Yeah, mine is doing the exact opposite of rolling.
Yeah,
mine looks like it's been duct taped down to the board in that position.
Yeah, but I bet when you do a rock and roll, you feel way safer than Gons does because you're.
I don't know, maybe, yeah. But then frontside rocks, he was complaining he couldn't deck it, so I guess we're even.
Because he used to do such good ones. Like once again, he's like top 3 frontside rock and roll guy. Like he really leaned it over.
Yeah. At one point, we were trying to get as close as we could to each other, and then he started to board slide into me, and I was like, "Okay, all right, like I think we're done here."
Yeah, that's sketchy.
Well, he's like, "I like it better that way."
I've been doing. I'm like kind of like you right now on the road, dude. I do comedy, and I take my skateboard and I skate in the airport, and then if there's a skate park in the town, I just go to the skate park and skate and. I don't bring my pads, so if there's a bowl, then I run out. That's the only reason that you reminded me when you said Gons ran out of stuff. Like there was a couple of bowls I skated where I was like, it's fine, just take it easy. And then a couple of things went wrong and I ran out of it. And the next day I was like, oh man. I would rather shoulder block, seriously. I think it's a better idea if I just like shoulder block the deck and be like, okay, no problems. Because running is such a bad idea.
Are you afraid that if you brought pads, it would inspire you to try harder stuff?
Definitely, yeah. Because it's 2 different skateboarders to me. When I've got pads on, I can do anything, and if I've got no pads on, I'm like, hey man, everything you're gonna do, you're not bailing. Like you're just making it.
Yeah.
But when people are there, and I think because of the podcast, because it's not like, dude, I know I had a good run for a minute, but it was a long time ago. And if I'm at the ramp, I'm at the bowl of the skate park, and some kid goes, "Hey, Jason Ellis," I go, "How the fuck do you know that? Like that makes no sense at all." And I'm like, "It's the podcast. It has to be." So then I feel a little obligation to like shred, and I don't shred.
What is your go-to at that point?
Well, I can grind anything. I can frontside grind anything. So if I get a couple of calves and then I'll grind, I 50-50 to corner. And then there was like a little vert bank thing, so I did a couple of pivots and a little frontside pivot on that. Safety stuff, stuff where I know I can get away with it. But I did find it. You'll like this one. I found an ollie bump in an alleyway with a comedian friend. Me and her were walking the streets getting coffee. And I had my board with me, and I was like, whoa, that is a sick ollie bump. And you know me, dude. Like, I don't ollie. Like, why would my eyes even see that? Like, why?
Wait, did you perform one?
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Sick. Did you
not really.
Did you ollie your coffee?
I ate shit, dude.
I was going to ask that.
So I'm like, this is a one and done. Like, get the camera. I go flying down the alleyway, and my trucks are tight for your ramp. So I go bing, and then when I ollie, I was like, oh, I'm going to make it all the way over down the other side. And then when I landed, I needed to turn, and my board didn't turn. So then I went to step off, and I stood on the nose, went over the front, shoulder block on the concrete. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of That's kind of how that goes for me.
And then what? Now it's showtime?
Yeah, I was warmed up, ready to tell jokes. Gotta tell you, dude, Tony Hawk jokes.
Living the dream.
People love it.
I'm so glad. When do I get royalties?
I mean, you get half of this podcast, dude. Don't you relax, all right? And
Yeah, but you haven't told the joke on this podcast, so.
well, it keeps evolving. It keeps getting
Okay.
better.
All right.
Like I keep adding stuff. You're like,
Maybe
hey,
you can
Tony
make
Hawk,
it. Maybe you
everybody-
can make it an hour bit, and then you can just do the whole podcast with that. Ooh.
Wow. I should do it. That's my first special. Hey, it's Tony Hawk. That's the name of my comedy special. Yeah. Is it Adam, Dr. Phil?
Yeah.
You know how Adam does Dr. Phil?
Yeah.
Like, to the point where it is, he is a very funny comedian, but
Yeah.
Dr. Phil is like, holy shit, that guy is funny. I'm thinking about doing a special where I'm just Tony Hawk.
There
I
you
have to
go.
lose some
Okay.
weight. But I can do it.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to suing you. Spit take. I got a spit take. Yes, I'm the comedian now.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's a good one.
Look, I'm the comedian now.
Good luck getting a bunch of money out of me. So what are you doing now?
Wait. Kathy and I, like we said, we're like in the countryside just for 2 nights, and then we're going back. And then our kids are flying here on Saturday.
Which kids?
Miles and Calvin and Keegan.
Miles is going. Mm-hmm. That's why he's not doing the Jason Isle show next week. Got it.
That's right. Yes.
You stole
Actually,
my executive producer,
Spencer
Tony.
was supposed to come too, but he's doing a show. So, but what was I going to tell you? After we skated the other day. No, the day after we skated, we went and saw men's street finals,
Yeah.
which was insane. Did you watch that and see how things transpired? It was insane. Basically, you know how the format works, where they get 2 runs and then they get 5 trick attempts.
Yeah.
Well, Nigel was on fire, killed it on his run. So did Jagger Eaton, and Yuto had a pretty good run, and then they started doing their best tricks, and Nigel banged out a couple. Like, so he was in first. He was far away and ahead, from the other guys, and then Jagger pulled one out and ended up scoring higher. So then he's in first, and then Nice in second, which was a total shock, like total upset.
Yeah.
And Yuto kept bailing his trick attempts. And then the very last trick, Yuto pulled a nollie backside 360 to backside blunt slide down the handrail, down the big handrail.
I saw that.
And then that was it. And then he won. And then Nisha had one more chance to do something. He tried to do, was it switch heel flip to crooked grind, and he missed it. And then Yuto won. It was a shock, just considering how far ahead Nyjah and then Jagger was. But I mean, it was an amazing final, amazing lineup, and full of drama. So it wasn't like I thought it represented skating really well, because a lot of times that format can just be like with the trick attempts.
Yeah, I have a friend.
It's the best trick thing.
I have a friend that I'm teaching her boxing, and she said she was watching the Olympics, and she was like, they were falling off a lot. And then the announcer, they slow-moed the video, and the announcer explained what they were doing. And then I realized how incredibly difficult it was. And I was like, well, it's good to know that slow-mo and an announcer can help the common person understand
it's true, though.
the magnitude.
I mean, it's true. I think the format, I think the format is not that exciting. I mean, that's my personal opinion. And
I heard it from
could be better. Well, the same thing happened in Tokyo. That was the main complaint. They're like, "What is going on? People are falling." Like, oh, that's kind of the that's the game. But I thought this one came off well because obviously people hit some bangers, and then Cardano from Canada. I don't know if you saw that where he 50-50'd up the ledge after time, which was like the anarchy still exists in our sport.
Yeah, that dude was. I saw a bunch of videos of him in that park. He was ripping. I don't understand how he didn't do better.
Yeah, he just missed a couple of attempts, and but it was fun. And then went out to dinner with Gons and his wife Tia, and oh man, I'm gonna get this wrong. John Legend?
Yeah.
Who is John Legend's wife?
Oh yeah.
Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah, Chrissy Teigen. Yeah.
Okay, so John Legend, Chrissy Teigen walk in, and there's a stir, right? Because it's like the whole restaurant stops, and then they sit down, and she and we're like a few tables over, and then she's like, "Hey, you look like Tony Hawk." I was like, oh
wow. I mean, was she doing the joke that you look like?
Yeah,
Tony
she
Hawk?
was doing the joke. Yeah,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome, dude.
And it was funny because we're at this nice restaurant, but we had just come from the event, so we're still like kind of sweaty and not dressed that well, or I wasn't anyway. And I have Tate Carew's first pro model with me because he was supposed to go to the street finals, and I was gonna surprise him there with it.
Yeah.
But he ended up he got in too late, so he didn't go. So I'm carrying around this blank skateboard with me. And then we were like getting up to leave. That's when she called me over. So I go over and I'm holding. I feel so ridiculous. I'm like holding my skateboard. Like, so you carry that everywhere?
I mean, you kind of do.
Well, usually it has trucks and wheels on it.
Right. Okay. Just having a deck is weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Hey,
still.
look. Yeah.
I feel like that's.
But
not
yeah,
that
she's
weird
like,
for you.
oh, I was trying to do the joke, and I was like, oh yeah, well, you're the third person today to do it, but thank you.
Did you say that?
Yeah, yes.
Man, let her live. It's different when it comes from somebody like that. Like it's.
No, but she was saying it like, it was more like, I bet you've heard it today. I was like, I have. Yes.
Yeah.
She presented it like that. It was cool.
That's badass, I reckon. I love that.
It was cool, yeah. But Paris is crazy right now. Like there are cops on every corner. Our hotel, you have to have this special pass just to get in the lobby.
Is there a lot of like tourists around, or is it like mayhem?
Yes, yeah, and a lot of the streets are closed to regular cars.
Okay.
So if you're
there like
just coming
muggers
through,
and stuff?
No, I don't think so. Probably.
All right.
I don't know.
Security's got it.
Yeah, I would say, probably you want to be vigilant on public transportation.
Is there any other events that you would watch there, or are you just going to watch skating?
We were gonna try to go gymnastics, but then when men's street got changed, it didn't work. There's another gymnastics event tomorrow that we were trying to go to, but I don't really know what it is or who's going to be in it. The boys want to go see boxing and wrestling, of course.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah.
Is boxing?
But I'm just excited. But
Do you
is
have to
boxing
be
what?
pro? You're not allowed to be in boxing if you're pro, right? You don't know.
I think all that changed in the 90s. I think that, it used to be that you had to be amateur to be in the Olympics. And then at some point, the Olympics realized there's more money when we have big name athletes.
And it's like
in
if
events.
If Michael Jordan's in the Olympics, I'm pretty sure everybody else who's pro is allowed to be in the Olympics, right?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of that changed, especially with the Dream Team. I don't really know the timeline of that, but I mean, there must be professional level wrestlers here because we've got LeBron James is here. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it'd be crazy to have somebody, compete for your country when there's like 25 other people that can beat that guy. That seems weird.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so after dinner, I'm still looking for Tate because I want to present him with this pro board, and I was hoping to do it at the event with all of his homies there and whatever. And now I'm just on a mission to find him. So we end up taking a cab to the Athlete Village.
Is it an athlete village?
Yeah, that every Olympics is where they all stay. So there's one building that's Croatia. There's one building that's the U.S. There's
No way.
Yeah, and so that's where Team USA is staying, and so we went there. Mark and I, Kathy and Tia, but then Mark and Tia couldn't get in because they don't have the same passes we do, so you can't just walk into the Athlete Village. And so then I have to go find Tate and retrieve him from his room because it's getting late.
Yeah.
To pull him out of the Athlete Village area so that we can present him with his pro board as a surprise. It was a mission, but we did it.
Wow. Well, who was there when you presented the board?
Gons, because he just happened to be at dinner with us, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to come with me to go do this?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. I'll go. That sounds fun."
But just you and Gons, that's it? No other skaters?
Well, Tom, because Tom helped me to extract him from their room.
Extract? What are they doing in their rooms when you got there? Like just watching TV or what's happening?
Tom and Tate were... So there's a whole thing with the athletes where they have a pin for their country and their sport.
Yeah.
And then all the athletes in the village are trading pins. I mean, I don't know if they were doing it at that exact moment, but that was definitely a thing that they were telling me that is a big deal there.
What do you mean?
And so they each, like a pin that you would wear, a little pin.
Okay.
And so I got a USA skateboard pin from them. But then I saw the holy grail of pins there is Snoop Dogg has a pin with him smoking and the rings are his smoke billows.
How is that Olympic?
Amazing. Well, he's not in it, so he can do what he wants.
Yeah, I know, but I'm happy. I'm happy that we've grown to the point where Snoop Dogg can smoke weed to celebrate the Olympics.
Yes.
It's just a weird
Yeah.
thing where it's like, I think it's even weird if somebody is like, hey, having a beer for the Olympics. Like, it's like, yeah, Olympics, drugs and alcohol, not... But hey.
Oh,
okay.
Tom told me that there is a bar at the Olympic Village that serves non-alcoholic beer.
Wait, but they have alcoholic beer as well, though, right?
I don't think so. Not in the village.
What happens if you...
I think it's just a place to socialize.
Already competed.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can step outside of the village and go do whatever you want. And probably you could bring a beer into the... I don't know. I don't have the rule book, but I'm just saying, like, if it's something that is offered within the village area, it's obviously has to be on the level.
Do they have good food in the Olympic
I don't know.
area?
I didn't hear. I know they have all these Coke machines, and you have to have this little special key to get free Cokes.
Free Cokes.
Yeah. Well, Andrew, the USA team manager, he got us a bunch of free Cokes from the machines. That was cool.
What about water?
Probably water too. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have all the info. I was only there for like a half an hour.
I'm just asking so that people can understand what nutritional facts are
There's
involved.
600 athletes. There's 600 athletes at the Athlete Village.
And all they get is Coke
and pins.
Right. Well, that's very amusing.
They probably have water.
Did you see Andy McDonald?
No, I haven't seen him yet.
He's there, right?
Oh yeah. Well, they're all the park skaters are getting here now.
So when do they compete? The park guys?
On Tuesday and Wednesday.
I hope Andy does.
So that's... I'm so excited for him.
It's pretty
That's
awesome.
the thing. Everyone's so focused on, like, I've done the interviews and they're like, what do you think about all the young competitors? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but that's always been a thing in skateboarding. It's nothing new. It's just the fact that they have so much available to them now when they're young, and they're encouraged to skate at a young age. That's why that's happening. It's not like this new phenomenon. It's just more that now they can start even younger, and they have the benefit of knowing that these tricks are possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
So
mean, you and
I think what they're missing is that they're competing against people that are 20 and 30 and now even Andy who's 50, you know, on the same level. Like, so it's pretty wild.
It's funny how it seems old to me because I'm not that old in the grand scheme of life. But skateboarding hasn't been around that long, you know. Like I remember seeing Colin McKay little video parts in Bonus Brigade videos.
Yeah, like
where
he was 12 or something.
Right, but the thing that was blowing my mind was the facility that he was skating. Like, yes, he was incredible for how little he was, but it was also where I was like, wait, he just jumped a hip into another hip that had a spine, that had an extent. I'm like, what is this skate park? Where is it? And it's like, that's his home ramp. Like, there's many of them to choose from. That made him what he was. Like, he became insanely good. And it's like, you know, you had concrete balls, and I remember watching him and then going, man, I gotta go there. Well, guess what? When I got there, turns out that place is a piece of shit.
Yes.
Like Upland, I was like, Upland, I want to be an Upland local. And then when I didn't even get to skate it. When Chris Miller was like, just so you know, dude, it was like that corner right there is like 8-foot transition with like 4 feet of vert. And I'm like,
yes,
ew, that's disgusting. Like, who would ride that? Well, that's what we had. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like doing stuff in that versus doing it at your ramp, like the chin ramp. The chin ramp, I hate that ramp.
Yeah.
I want to go there. And that's 1,000 times better than Upland. And I was like, all I want to do is skate Upland. Like now, I don't want to go there. I don't want to ever go there. I'm glad they dozed it. It would kill me.
I agree. No, that's what people say. Oh, you should rebuild Del Mar. I was like, no one would want to skate it.
I know, right? I know. Dude. It's already settled. The chin ramp is sitting in a place ready for all those kids to ride, and nobody rides it. It's a dust storm.
Have at it.
Yeah, they've all looked at it.
But anyone that is debating going there, just bring a screw gun, okay? Do us all a favor.
Yeah, and some duct tape for your knee pads because they're coming off.
Or a countersink. Either a countersink or a screw. Either one will really help.
Yeah, or maybe just ride the indoor ramp that they have. Might be a better idea.
Yes. Yeah. Chris Gregson is here with us. He shot me skating. He did the follow cam of me skating the park. You probably saw it. But he did a little edit of our entire morning with Gons and trying to skate and doing doubles and stuff. So I'm going to show that exclusively here on this podcast.
Ooh. Wow, that's almost worth doing an entire show, Tony.
That was my big flash of genius when I was driving here earlier. I was like, we have this footage. We could share it on the podcast. It'll still be before the Olympics happen or the bowl contest happens. Bowl park, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, we're ahead. You know, I was at the Comedy Store last night.
You had to wake up and get technical.
Yeah, wow. I mean, McKone, you both saw how technical I got, so ha.
You did it. And then I found a study with Professor Plum and a candlestick. You don't know.
Wait, what?
Did you ever play Clue?
Oh, God, how's you roasting me? Okay, yeah. Thank you.
That's where I'm at. I'm in the library with a candlestick.
Yeah, no, I'm back. You do seem smarter. I'm not saying you look stupid. I'm just saying you look smarter than usual right now.
To the outside here.
It's super French,
Fancy,
man.
weird. Yeah, it's very French.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay. Well, so there you go. That's pretty much that's my update here from France. I wish I could tell you more about the park or who's skating good, but no one has skated the park except me and Gons. So far
That's
we have been
awesome.
skating at the best.
And do you approve the park? Is it good?
Do I? Yeah, it's weird that like they have the thing that is. It doesn't really matter to these young skaters that have legs like steel, but they put the biggest quarter pipes on the upper part of the park. I still don't understand that. So you go down into a bowl, right? And that's the lowest part, and then the bowl is, I don't know, maybe 9 foot, like 9.5 or 10, and then you have to go up a waterfall, and then up another quarter, and then the biggest quarter pipe is up there. So it's like you have to pump twice as hard just to get to the top of a quarter pipe.
Will they be able to do it?
Of course they will, but you know what I mean. It requires so much energy to get to the biggest quarter pipe.
Yeah.
Where that could be
the other end.
One of the best places to do tricks, and you could blast so high. I mean, they're gonna blast. Like, I don't think it's gonna be that detrimental to them, but it's just weird for me because I'm like, that. Like, I would prefer to ride only that wall, and it's on top of the mountain.
Yeah, why do they do that? Do BMX guys ride the same park?
No, they have like a crazy wooden, mega boxes, quarter pipes. Like theirs looks like the X Games '95.
Oh, okay. Oh, I love that. I completely understand that.
And it's
crazy?
it's a whole different arena. So that's one arena, is the BMX park course, and then street is another arena. Skate park is another arena. Breakdancing is another arena, and you've seen it on TV. Those are, each one is its own huge venue.
Did breakdancing already happen?
No, it happens after I leave.
I would watch that.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Shit is sick, dude. Like they've got just like skateboarding. Like, no, I feel like for like layman's term, like people that don't skate and they see it now go, wow. I don't remember people being that crazy. I feel like that with breakdancing. Like I see videos every now and then now where I go, wait, how the fuck do you do that? It's pretty cool.
I wonder if like breakdancers watch stuff like Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo the way that skaters watch Animal Chin.
For sure they do, dude. For sure they do.
For sure.
I mean, that is
sick.
You are basically Electric Boogaloo. Just know that. You are Turbo and Ozone combined, dude. That's what you are. It's so sick. I do a podcast with Turbo. It's pretty sick.
Sick.
I like it.
All right, well, let's keep it going. Okay, well, enjoy this video by Chris Gregson of the sneak preview of the skate park course from Paris 2024. And I'm going to go eat some croissants, and that's about it.
That sounds pretty cool. I'm going to clean up dog shit and then go talk to Whitney Cummings.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll have a glass of champagne to toast you doing that.
Thank you. Have fun.
Okay. Au revoir.
Like and subscribe, everybody.
Yes, I don't know how to say that in French.
Bonjour, bienvenue à Paris. The skate park is called the Parc Urban. We're going to the Urban Park, which is actually at the Place de Concorde, which is insane to say. We're at the Olympics. If you haven't figured it out, Paris, that's why it's taken over. It's got the skate park, street park, it's got BMX park, and it's got the breakdancing park. Same place, but all stadiums. We're going to get an early morning session before official practice starts, probably before the crowd gets there. Rumor has it Gons is going to show up, but you never know. That should be like a news chyron flashing across all screens right now. I just watched the contest. It was one of the Dayton, Ohio skate outs. And I was just breezing through everyone's run. And the highlight of my run was a rock and roll on the vert wall. And the highlight of Gon's run, we're talking about 1980 7 maybe, was frontside 180 to backwards 50-50 down the handrail. Yeah. No one even was considering that a possibility at that time. I forgot my vert shoes. Okay.
All right, guys, let's go.
We made it. This is my pretend warm-up for now. This is my switch trail. Godfather of street skating is here. Mark Gonzalez, arguably the most innovative skateboarder in the world. How are you? Sorry it was such a hassle. Yeah.
Amazing.
The old guys going rogue in the park. I think if you added up all the girls in the park finals ages, it would almost add up to ours.